not worry.
Well, howdy, folks. How's it going? Welcome to a brand new episode of your favorite Lebanese podcast, Do Not Worry. I'm your host, Anthony, joined by a very special guest today. We have our good friend, Jadventure. How's it going, Jad?
All good, man. Thank you for having me.
Welcome to the show. We love Jadventure. He's one of our favorite Lebanese YouTubers. Ooh, he came over to film a special little segment for a special little video that he's working on. It won't be out for a while, but we figured why not have you join us on the podcast, get you in some trouble. He's our favorite Jad, our favorite YouTube Jad. I'm going to ask you a simple question, Jad. Who do you like more, me or Tufiluk?
Anthony Sargon.
There we go. Is it that hard to give a straight answer to the question? I mean, thank you. Great. It's not that hard. It's really not that hard. That's why you're our favorite Jad. We love you. Not only is Jad here for the first time, Noor is back, folks. She survived a car crash, a tragic car accident. You're alive.
I'm back in one piece. ما بنشي.
She's back, folks. You can
Anyway,
stop.
I told you, and I'm gonna be here like twice a month. So.
Great. The pay cut is coming soon. So we got that out of the way. Folks, first come in before we get into some of the topics. An announcement. I know I've been saying that episode 69 of the podcast is going to be the Do Not Worry Awards. I've taken the executive decision to move the awards till the end of the year, till around end of November, before we take our month-long vacation, because it makes more sense to wait till the end of the year. You know, to do the awards, it gives a little bit more time for us to discover new characters, new stories. There's a bunch of dramas that are unfolding like this week that we think it just makes more sense. I would have loved nothing more than to have episode 69 be the awards. It's just the perfect number for that. But it just makes more sense, I think, for my OCD and for just... We end every year with an award show. I think it makes more sense around the November-December period. So that's what we're going to do. I'm sorry for everyone who got excited. We're still working hard. We're still got all the categories ready. You're still all going to vote for the results. It's just going to be... We're going to be able to deliver a better show, honestly. The more time we have to prepare. There's a lot of moving parts. We need to get video submissions from people. We could use the extra time, I'm not going to lie. And it makes more sense at the end of the year. So just a quick heads up. Sorry. I'm more upset than anyone else that it's not going to be episode number 69. So... trust me on that. Please take a second, as usual, folks. Take a second to like the video, leave a comment. Your engagement, #engagement, is very helpful for a small channel like ours. Subscribe to the channel, become a Do Not Warrior. Help us reach the elusive 10,000 subscriber mark. That would be nice. And let's take a second to thank our lovely patrons, our patrons who are standing by us through controversies, even weird. Gino and Jad controversies. I had people being like, if Gino leaves your Patreon, I will sign up. I was like, it's not necessary. Like, one person doesn't need to leave for someone else to join. We need your help to fund a bunch of projects, to fund the intern salaries, documentaries, vlogs, all sorts of good stuff. And let's take a second to thank our lovely God-tier patrons like Jessica Ann, Melting Around, Muhammad Zain, and Muhammad Naamani. We love you guys. Beautiful superhero patrons like Fadi Mu'erzid, Dr. William Watfa, the Boobs Doctor, Joey Daboul, Chris Habib, blonde patrons like Rani Nasser, Queen Ezzo and her Excalibur, Michelle Isa, and Jackie Dibhu, a good friend of the show, and a patron has also asked me to plug this very important event, folks. On September 11th, 2022, at Event Hills Dubai, OtakuCon 2022 is getting ready. You nerds, you geeks, you cosplayers. Let me tell you what you guys can expect over at OtakuCon, okay? There's going to be some competitions. There's going to be some esports tournaments. There's going to be a cosplay competition and a bunch of other fun, nerdy activities. So mark your calendars, folks. OtakuCon 2022, September 11th. Get your nerd on. Get your geek on. And yeah, anyways, OtakuCon, Jackie's a patron. If you want to join us on Patreon, we would love your support. We need you more than ever, believe it or not, especially now that we're being threatened by Aounis and people to leave. We're going to get into that. But anyways, folks, quick, what are we going to go through this episode, folks? We got a lot of topics to talk about. I'm going to just clarify some things about the Jad versus Gino topic last week. I'm going to be talking about boneless chicken wraps. Okay, I've been obsessed with boneless chicken. I have a problem with the name. Why is it called boneless? We're going to talk about it. We're going to look at some more razor cut Elio Elay videos. Everyone's favorite. We're going to be doing it. So we're reacting to like a really weird personal gym trainer who thinks he's Batman in a bat cave. And by the way, if you're wondering, Anthony, why do you have a bunch of fruit next to you? Jad brought us a whole bunch of fruit from his village. Where is this from? من وين جبتهم؟
هيدا من الجنينة من عنا من فريا.
من فريا.
I brought them لأنه literally all he eats بحس يعني انه junk food وريد بول وهيك so
ما بشرب
تفاحتين ما بيضره.
ما بشرب Red Bull. That's Elijah, but we're definitely going to be. Thank you so much for this. This is so considerate. We're going to split this amongst all of us. We're going to be taking some fresh organic food at home. So thank you so much, Hanja. Much love. That's very sweet of you. Some clarifications on last week's podcast. It gave me so much anxiety, folks. I hate talking politics, to be honest with you guys, particularly when it involves a patron. Now, I think ever since I started this podcast, it was made very clear to me that people really hate Gino Raide and Al-Ama. Those two people. I'm constantly asked, I was very happy with my segment on Gino and Jad last week. I thought I was very measured. As a person who knows Gino Raide and who likes Jad Ghosn, I felt like I was able to give my honest opinion. I was like, Gino was wrong for the most part and how he went about doing what he wanted to do. And I still criticized him while being respectful. People just wanted me to hear me say "Hey, to be Gino," which I'm never gonna say because I know the guy. I know the guy in person. I may disagree with how he goes about doing some things, but I met the guy twice before. We've spoken a few times online. I got nothing against. أنا ما بسيب حدا on the show very rarely, unless it's too filuk. I've never gone after anyone. So for anyone to expect that I was just gonna take that approach was weird. We don't get that expectation. Best some corrections. We mentioned that Jad Ghosn was Aouni before and that's why Gino was upset. That's we made a mistake. Gino كمان كان Aouni قبل مثل ما Jad Ghosn كان Aouni. Gino Raide was Aouni, which shows that anyone can change. That's kind of something that they have in common that maybe can they can work towards something in the future. I don't think so. We were confused about Asad Abu Khalil. I didn't know who he was. Turns out he's a pro-Hizb journalist and professor who lives in the US. Great. Someone mentioned in one of the comments that Gino is very selective about the controversies that he complains about. And بيحكي عن حزب الله بس when people that he's friends with, like Maroon Karam ومنتشرين, they get into some controversies. ما بيحكي عنهم وما بيفتح تمه. That was a fair point, I gotta say, and I got pretty disappointed that a lot of people that were involved in منتشرين ما حكيوا when their treasurer was stealing money and money that was donated after the August 4th blast to help rebuild homes. منتشرين, the sketchy ass political party, was apparently taking some of that money and using it and spending it على حالهم. Anyways, that's really I just wanted to make those clarifications. I'm going to try to avoid talking about these political topics here because honestly, we're not qualified to talk about it. I'm speaking out of my ass most of the time. But I also do want to say that a lot of people were kind of blindly defending Jad Ghosn. I think what we should learn as Lebanese people is that let's not trust politicians. Let's not put politicians up on a pedestal and worship them the way we kind of used to in the past because we've seen where that leads. We have nothing to gain from worship. Jad Ghosn can make mistakes. قد ما يحكي وقد ما يكون مرتب وeloquent and all that stuff. His views on Hezbollah aren't great and they need to be challenged. كمان. So points for Gino for doing that. Did he do it the right way? Absolutely not. I don't want to get into this anymore. Next! Oh, one more thing I want to correct actually. People, because we were talking about the banks and the robbery that happened at the bank with Bassam. And people were calling Elijah privileged, etc. Guys, he's not privileged, okay? Elijah, his mom works at a bank, so you can understand why he'd have a different perspective than everyone else. And one weird thing that was also, so the comment section was all over the place. People thinking I was being too easy on Gino. People thinking I was being too easy on Jad. I kind of just gave me general anxiety, but some comments that just I found kind of funny and weird. Mr. Know-It-All. P.S. Ana Aouni, I'm a patron as well. We're humans just like you guys. Stop bullying us. I support you and your content. You're fucking hilarious, but don't bully us, bro. Love you. Then there was another comment that replied to him. Hiram of Phoenicia. FPMer here and I also enjoy this podcast. First of all, why is my comment section becoming a safe space for Aouni to come out and be like, hey, Ana Aouni. No, you shouldn't be doing that. Well, whether you're Aouni, whether you're Uwedje, I don't like the fact that you're Aouni. It's not okay. I'm not going to kick you out. I'm not going to tell you to leave my Patreon because we're desperate and I could use every penny we get. But it's not a safe space for Aouni. I don't want people to start congregating. Yeah, Ana Aouni, come in. No. Please, that's not cool. Please change the fact that you're Aouni. Again, if I hope you guys live here, at least if you're Aouni. Please live in the shit with us. And I hope you're suffering like we are at the hands of the president and the people that you love so much. But it's nothing to be proud of. Bilakis, I have a huge problem with that. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. You know what I mean? But no. This mentality is what's driving us here and keeping us here. So please let go of that. The comment section is not a safe space for you guys to come out and be like, hey, I want to hear. No. Keep that to yourselves. It's much better. So thank you. Thank you for watching the show. And again, guys, we're taking some risks. I'm speaking some truth this week. So if you want to support us on Patreon to protect us from any potential Aouni who wants to leave, please, we count on your support. So speaking of FPM and all of that. There's this kid on Instagram. Now, he's a young kid. Disclaimer, I've never met this kid in person. He followed me like a couple of months ago. His name is Rayan Hayek. He had 1 million followers on Instagram. Akida shared a lot of them. He had 1 million followers. I'm like, you know what? He has 1 million followers. I guess I'll follow him back. I followed him back. Didn't think much of it. A few days ago, on his stories, he's posting that he's visiting the presidential palace, Lebanese presidency. Then beside a photo with him and our great leader who's totally competent and capable of doing this.
Oh my god, they look so fucking awkward.
It's such an awkward photo mainly because the president doesn't know where he is. Then he started getting a bunch of comments. What the fuck? Why are you taking a photo with the president? وما بعرف شو. Beside أول story. I do not support any political parties. Thank you with a heart. I don't think that satisfied a lot of people because then he had to drop another story. Just to be clear, I got invited by the president and his daughter to the presidential palace. I am not a fan of any political party. Plus, let's be real, not anyone can be invited to the presidential palace.
هيدا privileged, by the way. مش أنا.
There you go. So Hone gets a little smug. And okay, you guys are just complaining, but not anyone could be invited to the presidential palace. And there's another story after it. Plus, خلونا ننسى السياسة, guys. خلونا ننسى. فيه يكون عندي معارف شخصية بأشخاص بلا ما أكون a fan of their work. A fan of their work? Who is it, like a singer who put out an album that you didn't like? This is the president. The country's buried in garbage. Like, what do you mean I'm not a fan of their work? That is the understatement of the century, kid. Again, he's like a 16, 17-year-old kid. Let's keep that in mind. So then Anna, I just for fun, I replied to his picture with the president. I'm like, lol, bro, this ain't it. Use your brain. Because I'm like, bro, this guy's young. Like, he has this whole future ahead of him. We can still mold him into something good. You know what I mean? It's not too late for him. Then Bishba, another story. Plus, please remember, I do have a show. And I host many politicians that also might be the reason of the crisis that we're living. Look, bro, like he's self-reporting. Like if you're writing a sentence that says, I host people who might be the reason of the crisis we're living in, you need to take a pause and be like, wait, what did I just write? Oh, I'm inviting a bunch of incompetent criminals and thieves, etc. to my show. And how is this? This is an explanation to make things okay with his audience. And it's like, he's digging a deeper hole for himself. And then again with the thing, and I'm sure that if any of you got invited personally by the president of his country to the presidential palace, you wouldn't say no. So it's been twice that he's...
You'd say no, and then would you go?
Bro, my kid, he used that against me. So then I replied to this thing, I'm like, it's very easy to say no, dude. You can't just be a wet blanket. You got to take a stand. Then when you get invited, khabar. Ooh, shots fired. So then, bro, why the fuck would I want to get invited?
Does he know he's being used?
Well, that was my
PR.
Exactly. A lot of people do that in a lot of different countries. Like presidents will reach out to popular young like content creators, artists, singers, invite them over to the White House. You know what I mean? It's like when Donald Trump invited Kanye West over. Not that this kid is Kanye West. I just found it funny that he goes back to I was invited. You wouldn't say no. You can say no, dude. You can say no. You're in a country where you said it yourself. Half of the guests you invite on your show are the reason why we're where we are. I just found it funny. What would you guys do if you were invited to the presidential palace?
أنا personally obviously ما بروح because it's so fucking lame. Why would you want to meet any of them? وشو الpresidential palace بيخري أصلا. Jad?
I don't think I'll be invited يعني بس إنه كان أحسن لو ما حكي شيء يعني. It would be better لو قال إنه أخي أنا مبسوط ورايح يعني.
I get he's in a position where he can't delete the photo because if he deletes it, like the government will come after him. Like, لما حيطة, you need to keep the photo with the president. So I do get that. It's tricky for him to delete the photo. Again, we both unfollowed each other. أنا عملت له unfollow قبل because I was the mature, I'm the 32-year-old. He's like a young haram. So I unfollowed him, then he unfollowed me back, so I'm glad. I don't know why I follow these people sometimes. I just regret it. I saw 1 million followers. I'm like, maybe he's a fan of the show.
Like, بفهم إنه he's still young. He doesn't know what he's doing.
He's young.
بس إنه if you're watching this إنه خلص your integrity your honesty أهم من كل هالقصص.
أكيد bro.
So إنه whatever. إنه مين يعني البريزيدنت تبعنا إنه
طيب, we're going to start jumping into the randomness of this episode شوي, because again we thought that episode 69 was going to be the awards, so we have a lot of stuff set up that is like us introducing some new characters that are definitely going to be getting some nominations. But before we get into that interesting stuff, there's this quick video that came up on Twitter that was hilarious. Our good friend Nareg, you guys know him and his girlfriend, أحلى couple بلبنان. Let's watch this quick clip that's going viral on Twitter.
عنا الباي ابل كيت كات على باينابل
اناناس يعني؟
ايه لا باينابل
يعني ما عم بيسيبوا شيء. الابل باي said pineapple. She's like ananas. لا مش ananas
I've
pineapple.
been laughing at this first. Oh my god, I can't. Ananas يعني لا pineapple. And she's completely fine with it. She's like, oh okay. She looked at the wrapper تبع العيد. She's okay.
And it's neither. It's apple pie. We gotta watch this one more time.
عنا الباي ابل كيت كات على باينابل
اناناس يعني؟
ايه لا باينابل
I don't know what's up with her veneers. It's like they're gonna fall out of her mouth. Is it just me? Anyways, let's not get into the veneers. Best our good friend Nareg, come in on Nareg and his girlfriend. We gotta trying to work them into the awards somehow. Khodor Aslan, another TikTok legend, folks. بعدهم سقط music video. Can you guys believe that? We're gonna try to watch it شوي مقطش in case we get copyright claimed. I've uploaded this to YouTube to check. ما كان في copyright claim. But you never know. Khodor Aslan, and he's famous for basically saying عادي بدي girlfriend عادي, all that sort of thing. That's his thing. At the music video, folks, Khodor is taking this to the next level. You guys ready for the hit of the summer? So just يعني that has set the tone for what we're about to expect. I might be pausing it just for the copyright stuff, بس يلا.
السمراء محلو زيادة بالبيرسينج والحمراء عملت إبادة بس شو ما حطيت وعا حالة اشتغلت رح ضلني بقلها شكلك شو عادي شكلك شو عادي
ليك ما بها شيء انه
دخلك هيدي كاتراكسا او بتشبهها؟
ما بفتكر. I doubt Katreksa. She wouldn't do this. She's too famous. Katreksa's too big for this. لك ايه الخضر. ليك I'm proud of my boy. ليك والله في جايب يعني some ladies. لك ايه الخضر.
الشقرة من تاني ميت الشقرة من تاني ميت ما خلت إبرة بوتوكس بدها قهوة كراميل ما بتقبل إلا سكارباكس فكرة
سكارباكس
وبجمالها تعلقني بس شكلها ما بتعرفني إني بشوفها كتير عادي ما عادي.
We need the Belillo song يعني هلا if the future of TikTok is transforming your catchphrase into a song, the floodgates are gonna be open يعني بس ما في يعني.
It's a bit weird seeing him هيك كله سوا. I'm so used to seeing بس his face هالقد close to the phone.
You get the whole package now.
عن بعيد مبين بيتر دينكليج اللبناني.
Come on, bro. What are you trying? I didn't say it. He said it. You're keeping that edit.
You didn't say it but you thought of it.
No, I didn't think of it. He's a short man. And I've met Peter Dinklage. Peter Dinklage is a friend.
Wait.
Put that photo up again.
أنا عم بقول لك إهانة. أنا ما بقول لك إهانة. I mean it as a compliment.
Just because he's short, he's like Peter Dinklage. What else does he have in common
Who's
with
famous?
Peter Dinklage? روح. Jad, how you feeling so far? ماشي الحال?
all good.
Are we getting you in trouble?
لا
Ça va?
ماشي الحال هلا.
All right. Folks, I'm going to talk about a weird topic that indulge me for the next few minutes because I don't even know where to begin with this thing. Boneless chicken sandwiches and boneless chicken wraps are taking Lebanon by storm. People can't stop talking about boneless wraps, boneless bala bones, which surprises me because I've always thought that chicken sandwiches and chicken wraps were boneless. So to all of a sudden use boneless as a way to promote chicken sandwiches is weird, and it's perturbed me. Now how did this whole story start? About a month ago, we were moving the studio. Elijah was here, and I mentioned, hey, I'm hungry. I don't know what to order. He's like, fi boneless. مجرد boneless? I'm like, what the shoe boneless? He's like, boneless bar. I'm like, boneless bar? There's a restaurant called Boneless Bar. He's like, yeah, boneless bar. They make like these delicious like boneless chicken sandwiches. I was like, what? I was just confused. He kept saying boneless and repeating boneless. And I'm like, what? أنا بعدني معلق. What do you mean a boneless chicken sandwich? I've never had a chicken sandwich with bones in it. If there's a bone in it, you call the restaurant. You're like, why the fuck is there a bone in my food? He's like, boneless. I'm like, stop saying the word boneless and leave the house. لقيت نفسي. So I never think of boneless again. Then one day, أنا على TikTok fucking researching something. بيجي لي a fucking guy عم بياكل a boneless chicken wrap على TikTok. Boneless wrap or boneless wrap. I'm like, you know what? Elijah mentioned that boneless thing. I was hungry. That was like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna order a boneless chicken sandwich. Let's see what Elijah was talking about. وعم boneless bar. عم يبينوا TikToks على Instagram وهيك. I'm like, okay, boneless bar. I need to get the phone number. بكتب boneless على Instagram. بيجي لي محل اسمه boneless LB. Boneless LB. Elijah had said بالكاسليك. هيدا location بالكاسليك. I was like, perfect. That must be the place that Elijah told me about. Boneless كاسليك. بطلب sandwich. It's like just a wrap. Boneless wrap بيحطوا فيها barbecue sauce, honey mustard, ranch و chips. All of that's the main sandwich. بطلب وحدة. توصل. I ate it. It was very tasty. I quite enjoyed the boneless wrap. I was like, it's good. But still the name boneless was a problem. I'm like, ليش اسمها boneless? Like, I know boneless wings, like few chicken wings, then you can order the boneless variety. That's the only time I've ever heard the word boneless being used with chicken. Boneless wings. I go to my friend Danny's. We're sitting there, we're hungry. I'm like, you want to try some boneless? I tried a boneless, it was really good. He's like, fuck yeah, let's do some boneless. نطلب واحدة boneless خيي. طلبنا. So I'm getting on my phone, he's getting on his phone. We're each looking at a menu. I'm looking at boneless LB. He was looking at boneless bar. عم طلع شي تاني هو. So he's telling me what he's checking on the menu. He's like, hey, they have the vintage. I'm like, wait, they don't have the vintage be boneless. It's called something else. He's like, لا, boneless, مش boneless bar. I'm like, boneless bar, لا, boneless LB. We compare phones. Turns out we're both looking at different menus. هو عم بيطلع على مطعم اسمه boneless bar. أنا عم بيطلع على boneless LB. So I'm already shocked. Like, there's two of these places. Like, there's two places where the whole concept, اسم المحل boneless, it's all rotating around this boneless. Like, since when did boneless chicken become so famous? Well, again, why are you marketing chicken as boneless? Like, شو هي? Why is this a thing? Bref, طلبنا boneless LB, I think, because boneless bar ما عنده بجلديب or whatever. Anyways, so it just got me intrigued. Like, there's two restaurants, اسمهم boneless, the identical menu. They both make these wraps with chips, barbecue, honey mustard, ranch. All the ingredients are the same. So I decided to do a little bit of digging. I just wrote down boneless Lebanon على Instagram to see where did this originate? Who was the first person to do boneless? When did it become famous? Because as far as I'm concerned, this popped up like 2 weeks ago. بيطلع لي Beirut food. Just a post. I'm addicted to boneless chicken sandwiches. Who's a fan too? I've always been a fan of boneless chicken sandwiches. Everyone has. No one likes bones in their chicken. Another, Casper and Gambini's, folks. Casper and Gambini's has gotten in on the boneless chicken trend. Our new boneless chicken wrap is booming with flavors. Visit us in all ABC branches in AUBMC to taste it. Casper and Gambini's got a boneless chicken wrap too. Who's that? Cocktailia LB. Our new boneless chicken wrap has barbecue sauce, potato chips, and our tasty boneless chicken. Try it now. Come in, December 2021. Casper and Gambini's was November 2021. Killo. 2021, this boneless stuff is popping off. Fred's Foods, 2020. Boneless chicken, anyone? We are open till 2 a.m. Deliveries available. Come in. There's chips in there, barbecue sauce. Everybody's making the same boneless chicken sandwich. What is happening? Are these boneless wings in it? Like, is this a boneless chicken wing sandwich? What's up with the boneless? وهيدا مين كمان? A junk box LB. So this is where things get interesting. So on a junk box, boneless wrap ملغومة from top to bottom. Hey, the April 9th, this was recent. بس, I asked Noor to do a little bit of research. طيب يا Noor, who was the first person مين بلش لي هالترند تبع البونلess? What's the timeline, Noor?
Okay, أنا personally a huge boneless fan. I'm obsessed with boneless bar specifically. But as far as I know, plus from experience, انه جانك بوكس هو اول حدا بلش بالبونلس ساندويتشز.
So junk box.
So I remember eating junk box boneless from like 2019 هيك شيء. بعدين هالسنة بلشوا يطلعوا like boneless bar, boneless LB, like هول القصص.
And I did a quick search. I went to Junkbox's Instagram. Their first Instagram post that talked about, that literally called it a boneless sandwich can be April of 2019. Then, Boneless LB, their first Instagram post was in January of 2021. Boneless Bar, their first post, February 3, 2022. Junkbox was the first one to do it, and then everyone, من وقتها, has hopped on the bandwagon. And they're all made with the same ingredients. What did you think when you first heard boneless sandwich? What came to your mind?
Actually, I didn't think much of it. I remember because كنت مع خيي وأصحابه, and they were like, تعالوا ننزل Junkbox ناكل boneless. I was like, what the fuck is a boneless?
But that's the thing. Like,
بس انه نزلت I had it and I was like, okay, boneless makes sense.
بس لا, it's just...
And then it just became a thing, like, it popped up everywhere. Oh my god, I have a huge story on boneless bar. في يوم أنا كل يوم بطلب boneless.
Really? I've been eating a lot of boneless. I wanted to order some boneless today, بس قد ما عرفت البونلس بطل فيه.
boneless bar بمعي مخيل تحت بيتي.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm a huge fan. So like يوم يوم لا بطلب ما حكذب at like شي 2 a.m. يعني قبل ما they close.
إيه بسكر 4 متأخر. Boneless.
So في يوم وصلوا لي the wrong order and it was a huge order. So دقيت لهم قلت لهم إنه لا this is not what I got بس إنه بس تقلهم مشان ياخدوا the right order to the right people. So قالوا لي خلص keep it وحنوصل لك الأوردر تبعك. ساعتها oh my god أكلت boneless هالشي a week.
Oh my god.
It was amazing.
Wow. So
best week of my life.
My friend Danny هلا he's in a weird issue مع boneless قلبي عامل huge طلبية قبل امبارح وما وصلوها like so هلا they're but they messaged him at like 2 a.m. like hey انت طلبت boneless. It's like are you guys like threatening to kill me? What's gonna happen? Let's wait and see. أنا what bothers me the most is كلمة boneless is just unappealing because you're bringing up images in my head that didn't need to be there. يا أخي أنا fried chicken sandwich or escalope sandwich or crispy chicken whatever you want to call it. هلا you're making me imagine someone pulling out the bone. هيدي boneless. يعني شو بدي أسأله على التليفون أكيد boneless هيدي في عندك يعني. It's just so weird to me. I know this is a weird topic. It's so weird. It's this like weird thing. It's like a Seinfeld episode. بس ما بعرف ليه boneless الconcept الاسم البونلس كتير زعجني. They're delicious. I love boneless wraps. I've been eating them. I've been eating so many of them. But just the name كتير زعجني.
Actually بالعكس it's reassuring إنه أكيد ما فيها bones يعني. أكيد it's totally boneless.
It's just such an unappealing name for something. واحدة boneless wrap. فيها لكن فيها bones. Did they have the choice with bones? I don't know. Am I crazy, Jad? Am I the only one?
لا actually I've been eating junk box حتى قبل يعني since
I've
2017
I've
يعني.
never tried junk box.
ولا مرة فكرت فيها فهلا you bring it up I will not sleep يعني لكن فيها bone وشلوها
ليه اسمها boneless or is if it's as simple as they're boneless wings يعني they're boneless chicken wings but they're putting them in a wrap. If that's all it is بس ما بحس it just seems like chicken breast to me. ما بعرف انت Elijah you introduced me to the boneless world of boneless. Say speak.
مثل ما قال جاد junk box has been around in 2015 2016 fun story like no I like boneless 28 بس junk box أول ما دقت البونلس عنده I fucking hated every second of it قد ما كنت معرفة like it's too juicy وكتير فيها like 3/4 sauces بس إنه it's a thing.
There's too much sauce I would say بس كمان there's في Eddie's boneless كمان وفي Fred's food عنده bone كله بس إنه there's 3 restaurants with the name boneless in it. Eddie's boneless LB و boneless bar وكاسبر صار عنده boneless وكله صار عنده boneless يعني I think the final step is for roadster و crepe away. Once roadster and crepe away have it يعني خلص يعني إذا صارت super زبلت probably بس it's only a matter of time. Have you tried our new boneless? I don't know man. Am I just crazy? I might be. We got a lot to talk about folks. We might skip some topics and leave them for next week. But there's this one character that we're definitely not gonna skip. His name is George M Assaf. He was recommended to me by my friend and friend of the show, Maya. Maya, thank you for sending me this guy's videos. He's great. Let's check this guy out. This guy, I think he's incredibly cringe and he reminds me of myself, which is why he scares me. He's a much older, better looking, buffer version of me, but I see that there's a potential me there in the future. Let's just watch. This was the first thing that was sent of him. Here's the guy. Okay, his name is George M Assaf or George Massaf. He's like an American Lebanese dude who's a gym teacher. ما بعرف he's a huge Batman fan.
By the way, إذا ماني غلطانة هيدا كان the gym coach في Star Academy.
Oh, okay. You think? I have no idea. His name is George M Assaf. George Massaf, king, a fitness expert. ما تقلي ما فيك time for change. Anyways.
Thought of the day. Don't leave for tomorrow what you can do today. Life is short.
Nothing can stop
Live
me.
it.
I'm all the way up.
Oh yeah. وما تقلي ما فيك.
So notice the Batman picture in the back. We're only getting started with the Batman, the memorabilia. So Honi, you're going to get a clearer view.
Today the girls and I focused on weak points.
So I'm going to pause it right here. You can clearly see him It's a painting with himself as Batman carrying the cowl. هون مكتين بين poster Dark Knight Rises. هون معلق like a Batman thing. It's a bat symbol. He's wearing a Batman necklace and he's got like a Batman tattoo. I'm not one to judge. Look at all the Spider-Man stuff behind me. I got Spider-Man tattoos. This is why I say part of me like thinks that this could be me in the future. So مكتين بديت maniac, but like, and I even have a picture of me that someone drew of me as Batman. So weirdly enough.
اليوم بتعمل هيك صورة بس على سبايدر-مان وتعلقها هون.
Because I'm gonna be compared to this guy. So you're like Anthony. He's got all this stuff in this in this room. It's kind of like a bat cave, I would say. Well, we're not the only ones who think so.
Look what's happening in the Bat Cave today.
Look what's happening in the Bat Cave today. Woo! It's the same two ladies that train there. But no Bat Cave. Who killed Batman out? I love the painting of him as Batman in the back, bro. Like that's the best. You might have to mute a lot of this music. You know? Legs and butts. With him as Batman watching.
I love how they beat each other.
Bro, I love that he's just right there observing the training. You know, he's making sure that everything.
بس like he's likable مش إنه cringe أو شيء مهضوم.
مش cringe, likable, but still very cringe. Welcome to the Bat Cave. All right.
Actually, he's a bit creepy, but not so creepy that. لا, I would let him train me, مثلا.
You would train like, I would train with this guy too, because I mean he's got the bat techniques. We can talk comic books probably.
Come on. 3, 2.
بيحكي إنجليزي منيح. It reminds me that it's of me because he's kind of clearly this guy's lived in the States. He's clearly like a comic book fan or at least a Batman. So like we already have these two things in common. And come in, he's got a little kitty. Like and come in and more Batman.
All this love, Ace? All of it? All this love is for me? Wow. Wow, you love me, Ace.
I don't think that's that cat meowing. It's like an audio.
It's the audio. على فكرة the cat kind of looks like Leopold.
لا bro, stop it. Just you saw another cat head like شو بك يا خيي. Yeah, I don't know about this guy. I'm not sure what to think about him, to be honest with you. He seems ما بعرف. Guys, any thoughts? حدا عنده شي thoughts?
ماشي أنا بحس it's the good kind of cringe يعني هيك لذيذ ما هدوم ما بشي يعني.
I like him يعني.
No, I like him كمان.
So definitely cringe. Definitely this guy's gonna show up in the Do Not Worry Awards for sure somehow. Fan favorite. Everyone's been asking for more, so we have to. بدنا نلبي يعني. The fans want more. Elio Elay razor cut. What am I gonna do? مجبورين.
By the way, ما اسمه إليو إيلاي, هو اسمه
إليو شلهوب.
وابنه اسمه إيلاي. بس كاتبها
Elijah مثلك. لا اسمه هو إليو شلهوب. First of all, he got into this wedding stuff. This is actually pretty cool. So if you guys have ever wondered how much it would cost to get razor cut out to your wedding, well, I think we found out. Check this out.
بقوسي تعالى لي تنخبركم هالخبرية. يعني انتم بتعرفوا اليوم نهار سبت وعنا بريزر كات فول نهار السبت.
اكيد.
فبدق لنا العريس وبيقول لنا نهار السبت بدك تطلع لعنا وتقص لنا وهيدا الشمين حبيب قلبنا. شو بك يا شمين؟ حاج. فقديش بتتخيلوا من الفريش دافع العريس تطلع لعنده نهار سبت؟ يلا روح منيحة يا لكزو بالليلو.
I love it though. يدحوش his 6 catchphrases.
Like 6 seconds. At this point بس عم بيسمعهم because he has to.
بالليلو لكزو منيحة يا. طيب so actually someone guessed انه $700 بالcomments. رد عليه الريزر كات $500 خيي. $500 fresh. You get Elio شلهوب عندكم private event.
Sure.
There's another wedding coming. هون we got 2 other guys Israel for a wedding. هون الإليو. He's always wearing this Friends t-shirt.
بابا قرب لعنا تعال.
بابا
يعني العريس صاحبهم للشباب ميلو وردين واعد حلاقه انه يقص عنده نهار عرسه فبعت اخواته وحبيبات قلبه لعنا تنخبطوا هذا الفيديو ونقول له ميلو بالليلو يعني من دير الاحمر على البوار في 500 حلاق وما قبلوا يجوا الا عند المنيحه يا فاللي بدنا نقول لكم اياه يا زملاء الليكزون قطع صار فيكم تبلشوا بزاناكس يلا.
Can you imagine this is the guy's wedding day gift and بيجيبوا له هالفيديو عن نهار عرسه, which hey personally I would love it. Like أنا if I were to get married بدي ما بدي غير الإليو شال هو بيجي يقص لي صراحة. I'm starting to fucking love this guy personally, fucking worship him. Let's watch another quick video. Then we're gonna look at a crazy crossover that happened مش من زمان. هون شو في هون he's cutting. شوفوا يا جماعة منه ملحق.
عنا 2 شابين اجوا مع بعضهم ومستعجلين, فطلبنا من الشابين اللي بيشتغلوا معنا بريزر كات, قلنا لهم بلشوا لهم بدقونهم. خلصوا مع بعضهم واثنيناتهم مع مين بدهم يقصوا؟ مع الملك. تعالى
مع الملك.
شو بنعمل؟ بنبلش لهم اثنيناتهم وجيبوها اذا فيكم تجيبوها منيحه يا.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. طيب, a couple more videos and we're done. As you guys know, there's beef between Razor Cut و Hairzone LB. Hairzone LB شاب الحبيبة بتشرب شيء. هو وال Razor Cut they've had a drama for the past few months. Turns out, April, they both went to each other's shop. So something must have happened بين April وهلا where they're back at it. Because ما في فيديو وين ما عم بيلطشوا على بعض وهيدا تبع بيروت وهيدا تبع هيدا. بس check this out. هيدا هون رفيقنا الإليو who went to visit Hairzone LB. شوفوا ملا كروس اوفر يعني the Avengers are coming together bro. عندك هالك وثور. And these guys, there's some bad blood بين الشبيبة.
مرحب. وينك جوفي؟
أنا اللي ناطرك. أول شي مرحب.
كيفك حبيبي؟
تمام؟
تمام.
هاي لأول زيارة أنت عندي. والأحكام كانت من العالم حلو كتير ومن إياد حصريا بس. وعملت الحكم وبرافو عليك حبيبي أنت.
ونحن بدنا نقول لهم للجمهور كله ما حدا متوقع كان إني أجي، بس نحن كفو أحكام ومش غلط إنه نجي، خسرنا بدنا نجي.
But they're so uncomfortable.
خبروني بدك ال VIP.
بدي أقص VIP عمو.
أوكي.
They're so awkward.
ريس.
اطلع على ال VIP.
ال VIP أنا عندي هون ما عندي شيء اسمه فوق. ال VIP أنا قدام العالم اللي قايلها بالفيديو قبل ونكدت علي فيها.
يلا.
تفضل عمو.
نقص VIP.
تفضل.
ايه كز الريزر كات دايما بيلطش انه الهيرزون كتير صغير بس عنده 3 كراسي.
بس قد ما فينا عم بنعم.
ايه وكمان راح لعنده قاسي الشعر like he can't even ما في يقص له اذا بده حتى.
يعني هيدي عادتي وهيدي الكلمة الشهيرة الافتر اللي بقولها انا بالفيد والبراوند واللي بتنعمل والتنعيم وجيبك انك فيك تجيبها. وهلا صار فيك تقول جملتك.
انا هلا بدي اقول لكم شغله، انه انا كنت حاطط براسي بس اوصل على المحل عندي حط الكاسكيت وركب له فيديو، بس ما حركب شيء لانه حبيت. بدنا نقول له منيحه يا.
لا يا حبيبي بتشرب شيء؟
تاكل تطعميك.
تكرموا تابعوا معي على طول بالهيرزون والاحكام عم تنعمل.
This hurts.
This hurts. This is what our podcast has become. And I've accepted that our podcast our job is to introduce millennials to TikTok. Because مش عارفين يعني. The only reason people our age know about this stuff is because of our podcast. So not only did Razor Cut go on the Hairzone, كمان back in April, Hairzone راح عند Razor Cut. So let's watch that video كمان. Again, breaking the internet يعني. No one who would have expected. كأنه ثانوس عم بيروح عند
وعلى الطريق ما ضيعت.
عند توني ستار.
احكام الهيرزون. مرحب هي
يعني نحن بدنا نقول لك اهلا وسهلا فيك بريزر كات، وانت طلعت كفو احكام. امبارح كان اللايف، اليوم نفذت.
اسرع واحد.
مشان هيك نحن رح نفرجيك كيف رح نستقبل، لانه انت كان استقبالك كثير حلو.
دربكة جايبينه للشاب.
اهتمام حبيبي تنشو.
حبيب قلبي ليش انت ما اهتميت فينا بس نزلنا لعندك خربت لنا الدنيا.
It's a story you're watching اثنين like وزاويز مش طايقين بعض عم بيعملوا فيس تريتمنت فيشل تريتمنت لبعض.
احسن تنظيف بشرة للريس جوفي
حبيبي.
وانا استاذ وقت بقول لك وزي عم بمزح بحبك كثير انا ريزر كات.
يعني طلع فيه شوي. نحن كان بدنا نجرب نعمل له فري بس ما بنقدر، فاهتمينا له بالبشرة تبعه.
ثانك يو. اهتمام كان كتير حلو يا جماعه. دار شكر حبيبي ثانك يو.
لانه اهتمامه كان حلو كمان فينا.
يلا منيحه مع بعض.
وجهك صار ناعم وخارج باوسه.
هيدي باوسه
منيحه يا
وحده بوحده حبيبي بتشرب شيء وحده بوحده صرنا تكرم.
Doesn't this give ما في مثله نعيم vibes? Like السكتش هيك كأنه خريبة وهو كتير بيعطي نعيم vibes تبع هيرزون.
Kind of ما كتير بتذكر honestly بس this is more Ooh, you guys okay? في Kleenex حتكون شي محل. Just earlier this month though يعني هون you can tell في crossover ومبسوطين مع بعضهم و they're being friendly وما بعرف شو بس actually the drama is back on يعني so شوفوا.
تعالي عملت فيديو أول مرة ما ردين عليك، تاني مرة ما ردين عليك، بس التالتة ثابتة. حقلك كلمتين. أول شي يا برو ما فيك ليه لو شو ما بتعمل لأنه الكاميرا منا اللي بقتلك. تاني شغلة الإنارة منا قوية عندك بالمحل برو، بدك بيل تتقشع القصة عند الزبون. لشو لبس لها العوينات السوداء؟ بعدين كلهم 3 كراسي بالمحل، اكيد بدها تبين عيزة عندك، نحن 6 كراسي و6 موظفين، الاكزو ما الك فيها كتير بعيد، انبعد بالليلو منيحة يلا روح.
I think that's enough for one day trashiness بس أنا in case Razor Cut or Elio ever sees this نحن منحبك كتير بهالمحل منعزك. أنا كتير بحب Razor Cut to be honest with you. I would love to fucking go there one day. Actually, if you guys get us to 10,000 subscribers by the end of September, I will go get a fade on Razor Cut. Get us to 10,000 subscribers by the end of September. أنا رح سقط فيد عند الريزر كات. منيحة يا بالليلو ليكزو. خلص بطل فيه بطلع فيه هيك الله يجي قرفان.
Like أنا team Hairzone. Like Razor Cut is too هيك.
Your team Hairzone?
إيه too obnoxious.
لا صراحة أنا معك.
There's nothing special يعني حبيبي بتشرب شيء.
لا at least he's a decent guy ومنه مزعج. أوكي شوي مزعج.
How do you know he's decent?
مثل إليو.
أنا بدي أقعد على بالليلو مع الغمزة. بدي أحجز بالليلو مع غمزة كمان.
لا هيرزون لا هيداك they're both like ear cancer فإذا حتعمل vlog معه أو شيء بتروح لحالك.
مش بدي فيك تاخدك معي ungrateful. أنا بروح منبسط معه لحالي بالليلو. طيب we're done with that. I guess let's do one final topic for today. Maybe one more. Maybe we'll do one more. Elio Dakouny. You guys remember Elio Dakouny, winner of the Do Not Worry Award for ASMR, Best ASMR last year. He just eats and slurps his food. He got himself into a big controversy on TikTok. He was talking. Let's just watch his video. It's a pretty bad take. But I never took what he says seriously because he's the guy who eats and slurps on food on TikTok. There's nothing to take too seriously. هون عم بحكي عن body counts for women.
هاي جايز، اليوم بدنا نحكي إذا البادي كاونت تبع البنت بتأثر على الشاب أو لا. هين كتير هيدا شو هيدا كتير. رح أقلكن 100% بس رح أكون معكم أحسن. 90% من الشباب ما بيحبوا البنت تكون عاملة كتير علاقات.
يعني سكس.
كون الرجال لدرجة إنه ما بيتقبلها على حاله تكون صاحبته أو اللي بيحبها عاملة مع غيره وحس إحساس حلو مع غيره. هيك بيصير يفكر الشاب بيصير ينزعج كل حياته وما بيتقبلها. بيفضل يلاقي حدا البادي كاونت كتير قليل أو أبدا مش عامل شيء.
body count. I've never called it the body count.
البنت بتتقبل هالأمور أكتر بكتير من الشاب. الشاب نو واي يتقبلها إن كان شرقي أو إن كان أجنبي أو كان شو هذا. ولا شاب ما حدا يقنعني بيتقبلها. بيتقبلها على شرط واحد، تكون هي فايتة بريليشن شيبس قبل طوال وحابة هيك. بيعرف انه بس هالبنت بتعملها ان كان فايتة بحب.
Great take so
بس
far,
غير شي بيصير يفكر هاي بتظهر من واحد لواحد وقصص هيك. بمخيلته كتير واسع الشاب بهالخصوص. يعني أكترية العالم الشباب الماتيور let's say بهالشغله بيتقبلوا اذا كان في عندها past relationships وتكون طوال. مش هيك اكترية الشباب بيفضلوا الصغيره على الكبيره. بيفضلوا البنت تكون اقل من 30 سنه. ليش؟ لانه عندها experience اقل.
ميك اقل
عامله شيء مع حدا. ما حدا يقنعكم انه الشاب بيكون معقد او شيء. نحن we are created this way. وقلت لكم 100% هي تقريبا القصة، بس اعطيناكم 90% بس تنكون فير مع العالم. انتبهوا شو بتعمل.
طيب, before we, obviously what he's saying is very problematic, but let me just, I think I'm slightly going to play devil's advocate. Elio's just known for like eating food, like slurping food, making weird noises, like that's what he's known for. But he also has this other TikTok account where he like dating advice. I've reacted to it like a year ago, but I never thought it was serious. I'm just like, he's doing it to be cringe, he's doing it to rile people up. But I mean, not being, it's still dangerous, you know, when you're putting these thoughts out there. There's young, impressionable people. Most people who use TikTok are very young. They might listen to him and think that he's actually being right. So it is important to call that out. He did get someone by the name of Lynn Ibrahim responded to him on TikTok. Let's watch some of her response.
90% من الشباب ما بيحبوا البنت تكون عاملة كتير.
صبح ليك يا فتاح يا رزاق. أنا كرمت عم تنهين. بس شعب آدم اللبناني بينزل هيك أنواع فيديوز عليهم القدر والقيمة، ما بيكونوا عارفين إنه أنا رح أعمل ستيتش ولا يا صغيرة عارفة وناطرتيني.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is Exhibit A as to how society has always been obsessed with how many sexual partners a woman has had. And it is used as a way to shame and devalue them. وأستاذ هيدي شو هيدي هين كتير is encouraging women to be concerned about being judged for being slutty in a society that still considers sex as something that cheapens them.
As obnoxious as I think she is, personally, she's absolutely right. Yeah, and the fact that how many sexual partners you've had is constantly used against women. But you know, the more women a man sleeps with, he's cool. He's a playboy. But if a woman does it, she's a whore. She's a slut. Akida, that is horrible, and that is an idea that is very much perpetuated on us. So everything she's saying is absolutely 100% accurate. But I think I don't know, man. This whole drama, كتير سائلك, is like both of them. I gotta say, I'm not a fan of either of these two people. Yeah, and I prefer Cut X أو Samari صراحة.
بالوقت اللي men are elevated through sex, the more desirable they are. No reputational cost for him to indulge.
فبليز ركزي معي وكل شيء قاله تبع أنا 90% لأنه أنا بفهم كل شيء، إيش حطيه بالبن وركزي معي. No one is supposed.
It's not me silencing women, by the way. This segment I think is not going to go well for me at all because I'm being kind of an asshole, right? I think she's taking Elio Dakouny too seriously. And look, his reply a dish like, you know, لأيرو kind of. Again, I'm not siding with him.
You're totally right. I think the main problem إنه ليه مش حابينه إنه she's taking him way too seriously.
Yeah, it's like
إنه أحسن لو ما جاوبت عليه honestly.
He's not worth your time or your like stress. If it's stressing you out, ما بدي ألد عن جد.
Hi guys, اسمعوا شو قالت وهلا بعطي رأيي بطريقة هينة كتير. اوكي. هي she's a feminist على ما أظن، وهي مفكرتني sexist. أنا ماني sexist أبدا. أنا مع كتير equality بكتير أشياء، وأكيد كل واحد عنده رول إذا هي حابة تعرف أنا كيف. هلأ في شيء بدنا نقوله إنه نحن we're stating facts كرمال الإنسان يعرف. يعني في كتير بنات بيسألوني كيف أولك فكر هيدا، ليش عامل هيك؟ بقول لهم مساعد كتير بنات، أنا أوفر مساعد بنات وقليل كتير مساعد شباب.
He's a selfless man.
دودو هي الطريقة اللي بتحكي فيها، هي عندها الكونتنت تبعها بنفهمها، يعني إنه تهجمة بنفهمها عم تتسلى وتلعب. ثالث شيء بدها تعرف انه هيدا التوبيك رح يضل لاخر نهار بحياتنا، لانه this is a fact. اكترية الرجال بيفكروا هيك، اكترية الرجال مش رح يقدروا يتغيروا. لازم نستوعب هالشيء. هيدا دقة.
I don't think that way. I think like, let's correct the record. مش أكترية الرجال. A lot of people بلبنان and the Middle East and around the world do think like that, particularly in the Middle East. But not all men. And me, a lot of my friends, ما بنفكر هيك. I've been with many women who've had many partners in the past. It's whatever, man. بالعكس, it's more practice for them. That means they're going to be better when we're having. I don't want to get into any of these details right now. بس
كمان saying إنه نحن هيك ما بنتغير is part of the problem. ما فيك تقول هيك.
It's really bad. He basically doesn't say anything much more in this. هي بتشبه another video. There's just one part that I want to hear. Let's watch a little bit of her response. So she did a response to this.
Fasten your seatbelt, guys, because it's gonna be one hell of a ride.
هي she's a feminist على ما أظن.
Correct, c'est moi, la féministe. أساساً حسيتك أنت وعم بتقولها. You're insinuating إنه being a feminist is such a terrible, horrific thing to be. You're right, it is for men like you.
وهي مفكرتني sexist. أنا ماني sexist أبداً.
According to Elio, he is not a sexist. تعالوا نقرأ أطروحة سوا, okay? A lock that is opened by a lot of keys is a bad lock, but a key that opens a lot of locks is a good key.
Great
That's
one.
how it is. Elio.
I
Great
went to the
one.
video. رجع معاها لا great one.
Ah, no way. هلا ليك it's such a bad. This whole thing is يعني.
الطريقة اللي بتحكي فيها هي عندها الكونتنت تبعها بنفهمها يعني إنه تهجمي بنفهمها عم تتسلى وتلعب.
My content is very aggressive. I am very well aware. But it's...
She's aware too. I think I don't want to also be misconstrued, and I don't want her to hate me. Like, just the way the TikTok شوي سهلة, but no, I think she's doing it on purpose.
هذا تسمه.
I'm not. Yeah, she should be. I'm not trying to side with him by saying that. I'm just saying like, Akida, she's right, and absolutely. We're gonna skip ahead to this part right here. It's kind of funny. I think he learned the word toxic feminism, like in between her response. So Hala is using the term toxic feminism a lot, and he's gonna say something that I found just completely batshit crazy. So.
أنا ضد التوكسيك فيمينست. وكرمال هذا اللي كتبها شيء عن الكي وبيفتح ماني دورز وقصص هيك. الكود كتير حلو, كتير لوجيك للشباب وللبنات. يعني ما في فرق بيناتهم, ما بحدد يعني, بس it was a great one لأنه عن جد بكل شيء. even إذا بتشتري سيارة إذا مستعملة مش رح تكون مثل وحدة جديدة. هيدا تلاقي حيلا شيء كرمال هيدا مش.
He's comparing women who've had sex with other...
Cars are not cars.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
He's comparing women to used cars. If you've had sex with a man before, lady, or with a woman, you're a used car. So I just found that fucking hilarious. Not hilarious, like absurd. That's mainly it. Like this went on for very long. But crazy drama. Elio Dakouny's eating shit, obviously.
كمان سامع واحدة إنه girls are like lollipops إنه if it's unwrapped إنه you wouldn't eat it.
في واحدة تانية ما جرام قالت لي هذا أختي مرة. المرة مثل الكبريتة بتولعها مرة.
Oh my god.
وفي واحدة مثل تانكة بيبسي.
Hey, the great one. Hey, that's a great quote. To be honest with you. Guys, I'm obsessed with French people eating bachir. Which one's the best? Pick one.
J'ai donné rendez-vous à Fast and Food à Paris pour manger genre la meilleure glace de Paris. Ah ben les pigeons font la queue aussi, hein. La hashtag, c'est ça, c'est celui-là? Ouais. D'accord. Ok. C'est à base de fleurs de lait et fleurs de Waouh. Et ça vient avec de la pistache. Du coup, celle-là, c'est rose. Oh là là. Celle-là, c'est hashtag. Et hashtag, c'est là en fait. Ah ouais, c'est incroyable. Hein. Oh là là. Oh my god. Merci beaucoup. Et énorme. Chin chin. Chin chin. Ce glace est incroyable.
شكلها لبنانية هيدي شو عملت pretending to be French. هيدي من جديدة جاي من الزلقة. Where are you from, lady? You see, this stuff is good. تقولوا لي ما بدكم بشير. Who's that?
Les gars, épisode 3. Regardez la queue de ouf pour acheter une glace.
Queue de ouf.
C'est la fameuse glace de chez Bachir.
Merci.
Donc là, on a pris 2 glaces moyennes. Hein. Je pensais que ça allait être cher, mais je m'attendais pas à ça en vrai. Lui, il était parti acheter la sangria. À ton avis, combien ça coûte 2 glaces? 2 glaces.
Je sais pas, je dirais 10 balles, vu comment c'est 10, 12 balles.
Plus.
15?
Plus.
20?
احنا لبنانية 17 € حبيبي. عم تاكل بشير.
Libanais, pour ceux qui connaissent pas l'histoire, ça avait commencé au Liban et ils l'ont importé ici, c'est les petites filles du créateur. Et c'est bio et naturel. Allez, on va faire la dégustation. Déjà, il paraît qu'elle coulait pas, mais en fait, elle coule de ouf.
Elle coule de ouf.
Non mais c'est abusé les gars. Bon, de 1, prenez la petite parce que la moyenne elle est énorme.
Ouais, et morale de l'histoire, arrêtez de payer des fortunes et d'attendre des heures pour des trucs TikTok et faites votre propre expérience.
Bon, j'avoue, moi je trouve que c'est surcoté. C'est bon mais c'est pas incroyable du tout. Genre, voilà.
Oh, there we go. They say it's overrated. I appreciate. He thinks it's too expensive. Well, it is 17 € for 2 ice creams. Jesus fucking Christ.
Je suis sûr que tu connais ces glaces enrobées de pistaches bio et super gourmandes. C'est chez Bachir, un glacier libanais juste incroyable. Ils ont 2 boutiques à Paris, à Montmartre et à Rambuteau. Vous avez le choix entre 12
He sounds like the guy who went to Malik al-Taou.
L'Ashta, une crème à la fleur d'oranger avec des pistaches concassées. Moi j'ai pris chocolat au lait et abricot. La glace classique coûte 5,30 € et 8,30 € avec l'Ashta. Regardez-moi cette onctuosité et le goût juste
onctuosité.
Les glaces sont bio, c'est vraiment une vraie adresse où il faut aller. Si t'es un amateur de pistaches, je te conseille vraiment d'en prendre avec l'Ashta. Mets-moi un max d'adresses de glace dans les commentaires. Enregistre l'adresse pour la retrouver dans tes favoris. Abonne-toi.
Yeah, let's watch the last one. Let's watch the last one together. 29 seconds, nice, short and sweet.
If you're in Paris, you have to try this ice cream place. It's called Bachir, and there's always a queue. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but yeah. So it's actually Lebanese ice cream, and the texture is almost sticky-like. It's creamy and sticky, and what's special about this is their pistachio coating. Look at the amount of pistachios on it. Overall, the ice cream texture is amazing, but for me, I think the pistachio coating is a bit too much, but yeah, still worth a visit if you're in Paris, so yes, give it a try.
God bless you, lady. You guys want to talk about one more thing? Do you guys watch Game of Thrones? Are any of you guys Game of Thrones fans?
I was fucking obsessed with Game of Thrones.
Jad?
Never watched an episode.
Never watched an episode?
Yeah.
That's impressive. I don't
I
know.
think the last season was shit.
No apologies. Yeah, what did you guys think of the last season?
Khara. I was one of the people that signed the petition.
You
the season.
That was never gonna happen.
To remake the season.
And you're a Snyder Cut fan, so you'll sign any petition. I hated season 8 of Game of Thrones. I used to love the show. I even forgive season 7 because I was like, you know what? They're gonna pay this off in season 8. I know they're rushing, but season 8, this will all make sense. No, it did not. I hate the writers Benioff and Weiss. I will never forgive them for what they did. If I ever know that they're attached to another project, I will never watch it. I will never give it a chance. Khalas, I really hate what they did because they could. George R.R. Martin wanted them to do 10 seasons at least. Like HBO wanted them to do more seasons. They wanted to stop because they wanted to move on and make a Star Wars movie. Like they literally cut it short and they ruined the show so they can go ahead and do Star Wars, which by the way, they got kicked off of the Star Wars project. So they're not even fucking doing that anymore. Anyways, House of the Dragon came out like 2 days ago. I'm not gonna lie, I almost didn't watch it. I almost didn't want to watch it because of how bad season 8 was. And I'm like, honestly, you can't fool me. Like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Everyone was like, the pilot was very good. I watched episode 1 yesterday. I watched it. And it's so, like, fine. It was fine. It was okay. I'm not really that excited to watch a second episode. And even if this was the greatest episode of television ever, a lot of the early Game of Thrones seasons were great. Then we ate shit at the end and it was horrible. I'm not going to get invested in this again. Ooh, like, what's the story going to be? They're just going to do another battle for the throne? No, we know what happens 150 years later. Like, I hate prequels in general because you know there's no stakes because everything is known and we know what's going to happen in the future. Nothing that's going to happen in this series is going to outdo the grandness and the epicness that happened in actual Game of Thrones. Like, I don't know, man. I don't really care. I'm not excited. I'm still very mad about season 8. وراح احضر هيدا السيريز like غصبا عني, but like I'm not happy about it.
And I watched episode 1. I knew it wouldn't like outshine episode 1 about Game of Thrones, but it looks promising. It's not the best episode out. Yeah, it's like a solid 8 out of 10 إذا بدك. But I think it's gonna become something bigger. It's 172 years before Daenerys Targaryen, so
before she was born. It's like I don't know, man.
I don't think أصلاً يعني timelines are so far off. So ما خصهم أبداً باللي صار بGame of Thrones. So it's like its own thing.
Yeah, but they are fighting for the throne, or more like who's gonna get the throne. It was like I guess we'll do that again.
The budget tear out that like the dragons look like shit.
The dragons didn't look good. The sets don't look good. Like King's Landing.
They look like sets.
Yeah, they look like sets. King's Landing looks cheap. My body, man. I'm not really feeling it so far. But anyways, that's it for Game of Thrones. Well, folks, this has been a cluster fuck of an episode. So much that we went through. Good luck editing this, Elijah. I want to say a big thank you to our very good friend Jad for being here. Jadventure. Thank you for. Did you have a good time on the show?
Yeah, super chill, super nice.
You mentioned something. You're leaving the country soon.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to say that?
Yeah, we can say it. I'm leaving in a week, so.
That's gonna be sad, man. If you guys don't, I should have also mentioned this at the beginning. Like, Jad is responsible for all these like depressing videos that go viral on Instagram with the sad piano music that he's leaving and that no one's staying. The most depressing video of all is coming soon. I'm guessing.
Maybe.
The saddest of all. I can only get the tissues ready for that one. So thank you for coming. I'm glad we got to hang out before you leave the country, at the very least. Quick thank you to our lovely patrons, our God tier patrons, Jessica Ann, Melting Around, Muhammad Zain, Muhammad Namani, thank you so much. Raya D from our superhero patrons, Anthony Balouz, Danny Karam, Rami Aleme, thank you guys so much. Beautiful blonde patrons like Noor Jabour, Joe Khouri, Roni Abed, Gino Raide, who's still a patron. We appreciate you, buddy. Darkwing Duck, Ziad Mgharbil, thank you guys so much. Like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, become a Do Not Warrior. And as usual, do not worry.
Do not